Right now at 6, swing away. Assembly Republicans and Democrats approve a bill to keep the Brewers in Wisconsin for decades.
And Quick Trip outage. Customers are split over the chain's week-long server outage.
Watching WKBT La Crosse. This is News 8 Now at 6.
Good evening, everyone, and thanks for joining us for News 8 Now at 6. I'm Ken Kozarowski.
And I'm Emily Brown. We have an update on a large structural fire in Caledonia on Saturday.
Damage assessments are currently underway at the Mikan Sports facility that collapsed in the fire. Now, a spokesman for Rawlings, the Mikan Sports parent company, says no employees were hurt in the fire. The company is currently working with the fire department and state fire marshal's office to assess the damage and determine the next steps. As of now, that cause of the fire remains unclear.
A former Wisconsin Supreme Court justice is fighting a subpoena order to appear in court over her impeachment advice. Former Chief Justice Patience Roggensack was one of the 3 conservative justices on a panel put together by Republican Assembly Speaker Robin Vos. Vos created the panel to seek their advice on whether to impeach liberal Justice Janet Protasiewicz. Republicans have threatened possible impeachment over her comments, calling the legislative maps rigged during her campaign. A liberal watchdog group filed a lawsuit alleging the panel violated the state open meetings and open records laws. Roggensack is asking to be released from the subpoena, arguing if the panel met in public, it would violate her First Amendment rights.
Bipartisanship in the Wisconsin Assembly. A $546 million funding bill has passed to keep the Brewers in Wisconsin long term. The bill's been debated for months after the Brewers had asked for state help to renovate American Family Field. So the updated bill calls for more than $400 million of state funding, most of that to be covered by the income taxes on Brewers employees and visiting teams. The city and county of Milwaukee will chip in $135 million, and Brewers ownership will add $100 million and extend the lease until 2050. Every western Wisconsin lawmaker in the assembly voted for that bill.
Well, I brought my rain jacket out today because it was raining earlier.
Yep, coming prepared.
But it looks like it has subsided. What's it looking like, Greg?
Yeah, we do have a few showers still out there to come for the evening on National Ken Day. As we know, it's a little bit worse than we saw yesterday, but overall conditions are actually fairly good. If you look at the big picture, the system that's pushing through right now, basically the low is just to our west, but most of the precipitation now has pushed east and south of the area, but still we're seeing with some of the precipitation here. Radar shows a little bit that's beginning to approach La Crosse area. As we zoom in, you can kind of see just a few showers just to the southwest. I think that will be coming through the area in the next few hours. Once again, just light rain if ball mounts. Up to the north, everything is pushed north of the Eau Claire area. They had showers earlier, but that is now done. So I think their evening is going to be pretty much dry and good to go. Overall temperatures, mid 60s once again, low 60s. So overall above average, which is about, once again, 5 to 6 degrees where we should be. So once again, a pretty good day. As we go through the evening, you see temperatures getting down to 51 degrees for La Crosse. Once again, those showers will be for the first few hours, a little hit and miss. And then for Eau Claire, I don't think we'll see any shower. I think we'll get back down to 48. It should remain dry as everything kind of pushed. Running forecast, once again, that is for tomorrow for Emily if she's out and about. We should have some rain in the afternoon. I'll time out those showers as well as what we look at for Friday night football and the weekend a bit later in the broadcast.
All right, Greg, thanks very much. Well, it has been 6 days since an unspecified incident disrupted Quick Trip systems.
While the company hasn't said what caused the outage and maintains its payment systems were not affected, cybersecurity experts say you should keep an eye on your personal data.
News 8 Now's Jeremy Wall is live downtown tonight with that warning. Good evening, Jeremy.
Good evening, Ken. Quick Trip has not confirmed whether a ransomware caused this disruption. However, the rewards program is still being impacted and customers are feeling the impacts. Now, earlier I spoke to a cybersecurity expert who shares how you can protect yourself as the disruption continues.
I don't put a whole lot of personal information into it, so I'm not too overly concerned.
Customer rewards may not seem like a high-ticket item when it comes to cybersecurity. IT expert Chris Humphrey says the personal data collected within could be a goldmine for hackers.
You need to take your own due diligence to check your credit card statements, monitor the activity on your credit card, monitor any mechanism you have associated with that business on your own.
Humphreys recommends updating your apps when you can. QuipTrip customer David Schneider agrees.
Obviously, they might have access to people's information. There's a lot of people in La Crosse who are rewards members. So it's definitely a little bit unsettling.
Humphreys also suggests keeping a close eye on your emails.
They've gotten much more sophisticated than they have over the years, where these things look very, very legitimate. And it could be anything from, your QuipTrip reward statement emailed to you that looks like it's legit, but it's from a fictitious email. And the way to check that is to always right-click on the email originating address and make sure it says @quiptrip.com or the domain is right.
Humphrey says as cybersecurity becomes more sophisticated, so do the hackers who want to compromise it, and things like rewards programs that once seemed benign are now a target. For now, we're live in La Crosse. Jeremy Wall, News 8 Now.
All right, thank you, Jeremy. The company says it hopes to have this issue resolved as soon as possible.
Identifying and preventing elder abuse.
That's the goal of the La Crosse County's Adult Protective Services.
Today, APS invited officials from local organizations to learn more about elder abuse. This event is part of a 4-year grant that APS received. It's meant to help the county enhance current resources for elderly community members, as well as provide new ones. The La Crosse County APS supervisor says that elder abuse isn't talked about enough.
Working in APS, I've come to somewhat of the conclusion that abuse in later life is somewhat of a forgotten social issue. But I can certainly say that it is present in our community.
He says APS receives close to 400 referrals of elder abuse every year. If you believe an elder you know is being abused, you can call Adult Protective Services. We have that number posted on our website and free to download News 8000 app.
The plan on how to begin phase 2 of this Prairie Springs Science Center at UW La Crosse was discussed earlier today. The first phase of this project had been approved back in 2018 by Governor Scott Walker, and since then the continuation of the Science Center has been rejected 3 times. At the luncheon, several of the area's prominent businesses and facilities, including Mayo Clinic, were in attendance. Now, with a goal in mind, the push for approval can begin again.
Still a long road ahead of lots of advocacy, talking with various legislatures, but certainly a very strong sense of community and support that we want to see this be successful.
Tom Still, president of the Wisconsin Technology Council, believes the biggest help would come from the people and facilities of La Crosse talking to the lawmakers that have the pull to approve this decision about the Science Center project.
Coming up tonight at 6, the search continues.
Representative Jim Jordan has now failed twice to become Speaker, and until he can win over the other Republicans, the House is at a standstill.
At All Auto, buy 3 tires at our everyday low price and get the 4th for free. Plus, you'll still get any manufacturer rebates. If you can find a better deal anywhere, we'll match it. But we'll be surprised if you do. Learn more at dollauto.com. Simple.
It's Blaine's Farm and Fleet of Chippewa Falls grand reopening event this Thursday through Saturday. Join us for huge store-wide savings in every department. Enter daily for your chance to win over $10,000 worth of gift cards and prizes, and catch daily on-site demos with brand experts from Milwaukee, DeWalt, Steel, Hobart Welding, Royal Purple, Kent Feeds, and Striker Ice Fishing. Not to mention renowned horse trainer Ray Ainsworth. Don't miss Blaine's Farm and Fleet of Chippewa Falls grand reopening event starting this Thursday.
Get 50% off lists during the Big Fall Home Sale at Slumberland Furniture and one of our best finance sales of the year. Pay no interest for 3 years. Get this stylish sectional for just $7.99. Looking for reclining? Get this super comfortable reclining sofa for just $5.55. Plus lots and lots of other incredible deals, like a 4-piece modern bedroom group for just $9.99, up to 50% off. The Big Fall Home Sale, one of our best finance sales of the year, only at Slumberland Furniture.
We've got you. It's a pledge to make sure you're always taken care of. A pledge that your Touchstone Energy Cooperative honors each and every day. When it comes to keeping things running smoothly or getting them back on track when they're not, we've got you. Always. Touchstone Energy Cooperatives, your source for power and information.
The service departments at the Dahl Auto Group are staffed by the most experienced team in the region. Whether you're buying a used car they've inspected or driving home one they've serviced, you can trust their work for years to come. Dahl Auto, simple.
Israel says it will allow limited amounts of humanitarian aid to Palestinian civilians in the besieged Gaza Strip, following a request from President Biden, who paid a rare wartime visit to the Jewish nation.
The trip comes as tensions in the region escalate even further following a deadly blast at a Gaza City hospital. Hamas blamed the explosion on an Israeli airstrike, but Israel says a misfired Palestinian rocket caused the carnage.
Tina Kraus reports from Tel Aviv.
President Biden left Israel after paying a wartime visit to the U.S. ally as it fights Hamas in the wake of the Palestinian terror group's brutal attacks.
You can't look at what has happened here to your mothers, your fathers, your grandparents, sons, daughters, children, even babies, and not scream out for justice. Justice must be done.
The president's trip was complicated by a massive explosion Tuesday at a Gaza hospital. Hamas blames an Israeli airstrike, but Israel strongly denies it, releasing videos and other information it claims shows it wasn't behind the deadly blast.
Based on the information we've seen to date, it appears the result of an errant rocket fired by a terrorist group in Gaza.
The hospital blast has further escalated tensions in the region. In Beirut, Lebanese security forces used tear gas and a water cannon on protesters near the U.S. Embassy.
America is the devil, the real devil, because they supported Israel.
During his remarks, President Biden said he would ask Congress for an unprecedented support package for Israel's defense. He also announced $100 million in new U.S. funding for humanitarian assistance in both Gaza and the West Bank.
The vast majority of Palestinians are not Hamas. Hamas does not represent the Palestinian people.
Family members of Israelis kidnapped by Hamas made a plea to President Biden to help get their loved ones back.
My 3 grandchildren and my daughter-in-law are in Gaza. I want them back now.
The president said he has no higher priority than the hostages' safe return. Tina Kraus, CBS News, Tel Aviv.
Traveling back to the U.S. on Air Force One, President Biden said the Egyptian president has agreed to allow up to 20 trucks of humanitarian aid into Gaza through the Rafah Gate.
The White House says President Biden will address the nation tomorrow night.
The process of finding a new Speaker of the House continues.
Earlier today, Representative Jim Jordan of Ohio failed a second time to get enough votes to become the next Speaker.
Jordan received one less vote than he did during his first attempt at becoming Speaker. The representative says he has no plans to drop out of the race, and he's looking to win over the Republicans who currently do not support him. Wisconsin's 3rd Congressional District Representative Derek Van Orden has been a steadfast supporter of Jordan.
The reason I supported Jim Jordan and continue to support Jim Jordan is he's a fiscal conservative. He's very well known throughout the country, and he's an exceptionally good communicator.
Van Orden added that if Republicans don't band together to elect Jordan, he doesn't know what the next plan would be. Now, according to Jordan, the next Speaker vote is set for tomorrow around 11 a.m.
Coming up on News 8, a more specific diet.
A recent study says one stands out above the rest as long as you're also hitting the gym.
Unlike last weekend, this weekend's football actually doesn't look too bad with conditions in the 50s. I'll break down if we'll see any showers Friday and tomorrow and what the weekend looks like. All that coming up after the break.
Get your new flooring before the holidays. At Interior Designs, we have the flooring to fit your style and budget. Our designers will help you pick out the perfect carpet, ceramic tile, or laminate. Contact Interior Designs today to have your new flooring installed before the holidays.
My problem was never really my feet. It was always my back. I had had as many epidurals that I could possibly have in 1 year. And that's when Tara at the Good Feet store kept telling me to try her arch supports. The future I can see now. I couldn't see it before. You can't use this.
See for yourself with a free personalized arch support fitting at the Good Feet store.
Menards will help you stack up big savings when insulating your home. Plus, save 11% on all insulation. A properly insulated home can save you money on your utility bill, all while increasing your family's comfort. Plus, stack on the savings and save more money with additional federal tax credits on qualifying energy efficiency home improvement purchases. Get a roll of R13 Craft paper-faced insulation for $12.10 after 11% rebate.
Save big money at Menards.
Quartz takes a different approach to health insurance. We know every life well lived is a journey, and we're here to light the way at every step. That's why for 40 years we've been alongside the doctors and hospitals who know what their communities need. Because they're a part of them. Because we're a part of them. There's a fire burning in all of us. Let's ignite it together. Quartz. Find your spark.
Hey, great big flat screen TV. Why is it so cold in here?
You cold?
You know you can warm this place up, don't you?
Ya kidding me?
Sure. American Home Fireplace and Patio can warm up a rec room, family room, home theater, or man cave with a gas fireplace from Fireplace Extraordinaire, Mendota, wood stoves like Blaze King, Pacific Energy, Lopi. Didn't you know that?
Should I?
Do you always have to answer a question with a question?
Doesn't everyone?
American Home Fireplace and Patio.
At Interior Designs, we'll help you design your new kitchen from start to finish. Our selection of showplace cabinetry, countertops, flooring, and backsplashes are sure to fit your style and budget. Contact Interior Designs today and get started on your dream kitchen or bathroom.
Job-based health insurance is a lot more expensive for companies and workers this year.
Yearly premiums for family health insurance coverage at work soared to an average of nearly $24,000.
That's according to KFF's Employer Health Benefits Survey and represents a 7% jump from last year. The average employee share of the annual premium came out to $6,575. That's a jump of almost $500 from last year.
Well, most people probably know diet and exercise are crucial for fitness.
Right, but it turns out being more specific about those things can lead to a healthier kind of weight loss.
At least that's the finding of a study out in the journal JAMA Network Open. It looks at people who followed a low-calorie Mediterranean diet and exercised minimally up to 6 days a week. The results indicate that combination doesn't just reduce fats, it also adds muscle. Although I think for our point, we have a resident bodybuilder.
We do,
in-house.
and he's always eating cod, fish, his Mediterranean style diet. Yeah.
So we follow the Rob Schiff method.
We'll follow his advice, yeah.
Greg, what's going on over there, buddy?
Got me hungry now. But anyway, we have showers still going on with that system through Friday. Friday evening probably could see some showers continuing too. The weekend does look dry, and then we're keeping an eye on next week. I think that system Tuesday, Wednesday, and a week from now definitely is going to be a wetter and even windier system than we've had with this one going through. 50s for tomorrow, just slightly cooler, but still 60s come back Friday. And then this weekend, right around 60, which is pretty close to where we should be. Next weekend, that's the thing. 60s a start, but by the end of next week, I think we'll be in the 40s. So definitely be a chilly end to next week. Overall tonight, you can see the rotation on that low begins to push eastward. So I think most areas overnight will stay dry. Even in through the mornings, we have a little bit of shower maybe come through Ladysmith area, but otherwise cloudy to start your morning commute. And then as we go through the afternoon hours, then we'll start seeing a few more showers pop up probably afternoon, and that will linger probably through the evening commute. Once again, just a few showers here and there, very light amounts through the evening. Eventually, we'll start seeing this kind of wrap up and push to the east as we get closer to 6 to 7, and even see some clearing skies too later in the evening towards 10, and then as the activity decreases. So once again, showers tomorrow afternoon through the evening commute, but once again, very light, so we're not expecting light amounts. Here's the big picture. Here comes that one system, rotates through. Here's that little weak wave tomorrow coming, and then for the Friday, that one's up in Canada. It's going to take a little bit of time, but it's going to dig south as we get towards Friday afternoon. Maybe spark a shower up to the north. I think more north of La Crosse to Eau Claire. That'll go through the evening and overnight hours. But once again, everything southwest of that, I think we'll just see cloud cover. So there could be a few showers as we go through Friday Night Football. Next week, this system that we're watching really just stalls right over us. There's going to be a front from about Tuesday to Wednesday stalling right over the area. As you can see, rain continues to develop, sometimes even heavy amounts of rain too, all the way through Wednesday. And notice on the backside, the colder air, yes, there's blue starting to show up. That is some snow on the north side by Thursday, into Friday. So this system we're going to have to watch because it could produce quite a bit of rain depending on where it stalls out. Up to the north, definitely going to get colder, and like I said, we could be the 40s by the time we get to next Friday. So something we'll keep an eye on as we get closer. Overall, this is amounts, expect less than a tenth. Maybe if you're lucky towards the north a quarter with the rain that we'll see through Friday, but most areas will see very little in the way of precipitation. But overnight, we should stay fairly dry for most of the areas. We'll get down to the mid to upper 40s, still fairly mild for this time of year. Once again, as we wake up, should be dry for most areas, maybe a shower up to the north early, but I think all the areas will see some showers as we go through the late afternoon and through the evening commute. Temperatures are right around 60, so a few degrees cooler than we saw today, but overall what we should be this time of year. And then as we go into the 8-day forecast, we have the showers coming back for probably Friday afternoon and evening, maybe into night. Once again, if you're in Clare North, it's probably a better chance, probably lesser chance as you go. Ooh. Oh, there, he's got my chair. Overall, there, look at the conditions. We got cool conditions for the weekend, and then once again next week, I think we're going to keep an eye on that Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday system because it could be wet and windy. So definitely get out this period to see the fall foliage because by that time we could be losing a lot of leaves.
Right. You said a potential 40-degree Friday next week. Oh,
yes,
no.
it's that time of year.
Cozy sweater weather.
It is that time. Well, coming up next in sports, the Warriors are closing in on perfection. Caledonia football eyeing a perfect regular season tonight. Plus, one of Onalaska's best will soon be playing Division I hoops. Rob is in next.
Don't be tricked by sales and free stuff. Better products at better prices on all your home improvements during the 2023 Fall Home Show at the Board Store Home Improvements. Don't miss it.
Protect yourself, your family, and your community against the flu this season. And get your flu shot at Hy-Vee. Plus, earn a 20-cent fuel saver when you get your flu shot. Visit your local Hy-Vee pharmacy and protect yourself today. Some restrictions apply.
Are record energy costs putting a squeeze on your fixed or limited incomes? With inflation rising at record levels and incomes not keeping pace, you might be one of tens of thousands of Wisconsin residents who are struggling to survive in the blistering heat of summer or the bitter cold of winter. While you haven't asked for it, the Keep Wisconsin Warm Cool Fund and your local energy assistance providers are here to help. No Wisconsin resident should ever have to face the challenge of living without heat or power or face homelessness. For a hand up, apply today and call 1-800-506-5596. That's 800-506-5596. Or visit www.kwwf.org.
It's hard to believe that it's been almost 65 years since the Chilson family started selling vehicles in the Chippewa Valley.
Even though many things have changed, we have maintained the same core values and dedication to customer service.
And to celebrate our 65th anniversary, we especially priced all of our new and pre-owned vehicles and RVs with the best savings in years.
The Chilson 65th anniversary sale going on now. Check out all the details at chilson.com and let our family take care of your family.
Get insulin for as low as $35 at Hy-Vee Pharmacy. That's right, manage your diabetes for less with insulin for as low as $35 per month. Visit Hy-Vee.com to learn more.
Covering all of the exciting action from your community, here's News 8 Now's Rob Schiff.
It's been a busy week for high school sports. Playoff action continues tomorrow for our Wisconsin volleyball teams, but I want to start the show putting the spotlight on two of our area athletes who will be pursuing their academic and athletic careers at the next level. Let's start in Onalaska. Evan Anderson has been an absolute stud on the court for the Hilltoppers, and the senior making his next chapter official. Anderson committing to pursue his basketball career in the Summit League for D1 program South Dakota. But before becoming a Coyote, Anderson still has 1 year left in Onalaska, and he's hoping to build on a monster junior season. Anderson led the Hilltoppers in scoring last year at just under 19 points a game. He's not the only star moving on to the next level. How about Aquinas' David Moline? The senior standout will be heading to Madison to continue his wrestling career at Wisconsin. Moline, familiar with Madison, that's where he won a state title last year at 170 pounds, finishing with a record of 45-3. Awesome news for the future Badger. Shifting gears to the gridiron, the Minnesota high school football teams wrap up their regular season tonight. Caledonia is closing in on perfection. The Warriors have been unstoppable so far this year. They're a scoring machine. They've also held teams scoreless on 3 separate occasions, one of those coming this past Friday at home. Plainview Elgin Melville, the latest victim on Caledonia's quest. Warriors pitching a shutout 48-0 on Friday night. They'll be looking to cap off an undefeated regular season tonight when they head to La Crescent to take on the Lancers. I'll be there. I'll have those highlights for you coming up at 10. After a much-needed week off, the Packers are back gearing up for their next challenge. They'll hit the road Sunday to take on the 1-5 Broncos out in Denver. And the Green and Gold are hoping to have one of their most important players back in the lineup. Aaron Jones was limited at practice on Wednesday, but he did say this is the best he's felt since suffering that hamstring injury a few weeks back. Packers have dropped their last 2. They're 2-3. We'll see if they can get back to 500 this Sunday. Kickoff 3:25 right here on WKBT CBS.
Yeah, Kevin Harlan on the call. It's going to be iconic.
I love when he's on.
And great for my fantasy team because I just traded for Aaron Jones the other day, so I need him healthy.
Huge fantasy guy. Huge fantasy guy.
Absolutely.
He's lying about the cod. I don't eat cod every meal. Maybe once.
I'm the one that said that.
You
can blame me. I said that.
It smells terrible too, so I try to eat it away from the
That's not too
Yeah,
bad.
he's a classy guy.
We'll be back right after this.
See the stories you missed or watch them again on our YouTube page. Or find us at news8000.com.
With a tankless system, you can have unlimited hot water whenever and for however long you need it. Upgrade to a tankless today and never be left without hot water again. Rely on Maxwell White, plumbing done right.
Ruggability. We straight made that word up. How else to describe the otherwise indescribable, rugged, capable, incredible versatility and affordability of a Honda SUV? Kelley Blue Book's KBB.com calls Honda the best value brand. Car and Driver calls Honda the winningest brand in 10 best history. But we like ruggability, and you'll like the incredifantabulous deals, so see your Wisconsin Heartland Honda dealer today. Honda gets Wisconsin.
Welcome to Wesco. Welcome to huge selection and savings. Join Wesco and Sparta to celebrate a fun Wisconsin tradition, Oktoberfest. All month long, save up to 20% off store-wide. Plus, as a thank you, you get a package of locally made brats and a free beverage from one of the local watering holes when you spend $499 or more. Wesco and Sparta, where white glove delivery and setup are always free. Tell them Peyton sent you.
Whether it's a bathroom remodel or comprehensive plumbing services, we at Maxwell White strive to keep our neighbors safe and comfortable in their homes, offering honest, upfront pricing on every service, all backed by a 100% satisfaction guarantee. Call Maxwell White today.
All right, tomorrow's forecast is a video little dance there as we get closer to Halloween. We should have showers in the afternoon, probably still 60, so overall not a bad day. And then looks like warmer Friday, maybe some showers up to the north for high school football Friday evening. The weekend looks dry, and then all eyes we're going to start looking at beyond that is next week's system, which is going to be wet and probably chilly as we look forward to.
Did you motion cap my dance moves? Because those animated.
Those are his
I
moves.
copied them right to the things.
Got some rhythm, huh?
Stay tuned until 10 while I'll embarrass myself again.